From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is Midday Weather.
Hey folks, good afternoon. Glad you could join me for your live weather at noon, your October 19th edition. And boy, how different today is from, say, this time yesterday, right? Look at those temperatures and dew points, much lower than yesterday, right? We had that front sweep through. That kind of led to that unsettled night we had with those thunderstorms across the area. Look at those winds too, northeast, generally out of the northwest, but north is the story, right? The winds are out of the north instead of the south, right? So they're kind of gusty. Look at those winds. If I kind of stay still, you can kind of see those clouds are moving relatively quickly. And with those winds and those temperatures, man, it really does feel kind of brisk out here. I actually had to wear my light coat into work today. First time of the season here as we're heading into work, right? So definitely a change of pace. Wow, matter of fact, look at that. The UNA cam here in Florence is kind of shaking just a little bit. So there you go, a little gusty out there, but beautiful, beautiful skies. Look at that. You really don't get much better than this. Temperatures in the mid 60s at the moment. Dew points much lower, upper 40s, lower 50s is the story in that front. So no humidity to speak of out there. Paving the way for a wonderful, wonderful day. Look at these widespread upper 60s out there. That's my kind of weather personally. I really like this. A taste of fall now that we're really firmly into fall, right? It's definitely a nice change of pace from those 80s, certainly. A couple 70s in North Alabama do look likely. We'll call it 70, 71 at times, but most of us will be in the upper 60s there. Still kind of gusty though. Again, 15, 20 miles an hour. Hey, that's nothing to, nothing to slough off, right? I mean, seriously, that's pretty substantial wind from that front. Matter of fact, I have a weather sensor here at the weather center, and I saw a gust of 25 about 10, 15 minutes ago. So yeah, windy. If you want to do a picnic, maybe bring a heavy paperweight because that blanket will go flying. You'll be doing your best Aladdin impression out there with those winds, certainly. As we head through tonight, pretty good conditions too, but it's going to be cool. So if you want to do some stargazing, bring that jacket. We'll call it lower 40s for most of us, but look at that. You actually could see some upper 30s in some of those lower valleys that are kind of insulated here in southern Tennessee especially, but I think most of us will be there in the 40s. Beautiful, beautiful clear skies. No Monday blues either. Tomorrow looks fantastic thanks to high pressure, so a wonderful Monday. Tuesday looking all right, but I will say this much. Tuesday, as we've been talking about, does have that chance for some stray showers because we have this reinforcing cold front coming on through here, right? So as we head through the first half of Tuesday, maybe a stray shower here and there. I could see that happening there. Not hugely impactful, but something to maybe keep an eye on. Wednesday looks great. Highs in the upper 60s because of that cold front. High pressure kind of replaces it Wednesday and Thursday. But let me talk about next weekend a little bit, right? Because we've been watching this long-term pattern here, and I do think activity sticks around. Notice out to the west, that system starts to manifest by Friday, and then into Saturday, well, it kind of sits itself down right on top of the Tennessee Valley here. So I do think rain and thunderstorms return next weekend, of course, right? I'm the weekend meteorologist. I know how it is. It seems like every weekend there's rain and every week there's dry conditions, right? But certainly I'm seeing good signs that Saturday we could see some scattered thunderstorms. There's been consistency in the models of that, so we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. I can't get too specific onto the exact timing. It could be early Saturday, it could be late Saturday. It could be just a couple isolated storms, or it could be widespread scattered storms. So, I don't want to get too specific on that right now. I just want to kind of put that on your radar, no pun intended, for next weekend especially, perhaps even into Sunday. But as far as the work week is concerned, I know a lot of us have our kids getting out for fall break. Some did that last week, some will do it next week, but this next 5 days, really looking pretty good.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.